Toronto, it's your boy Scotty Barnes.
Oh, the vicious dunk by Barnes.
Mavericks Uprising Basketball is back, and we're ready to take over the NBA 2K League.
Finds a lane, home with the huge slam.
Season 7 has some new faces and familiar vets. Get ready, it's game time. I'll see you all in the park. Go Raps.
What is going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the 6-2K Pregame Show presented by Tangerine. My name is India. I'll be your host still. They haven't let me go. They haven't fired me. I'm happy to say that. And we've got a special guest coming up later today, a player that knows all about defense. And we're going to try to get a little bit of nuggets, a little bit of insights from him later on. And, of course, he's going to have a chance to play for some VC for those of you in the chat as well. So if you haven't signed up, make sure you hit exclamation 6-2K so you can be a part of the community and we can go ahead and get things rocking and rolling. But let's go and take a look at tonight's matchup and see who we are playing. And this is what everyone's been talking about. You've got Nick taking on Comp, the brothers from another mother. This is the Speakeasy boys. They're going to battle now. They won their last game last week. Here are the matchups for the lock side of things. You see Ham, you see Kaze. Kaze, what a great, run he's had from a community team, now playing on Jazz for his second year. You see the difference there with Kaze, slight edge on the three-point line. But, of course, we're looking to turn things on our favor. Let's go to move on to the point guard matchup, as you've got Antoine Love, traded for him for a reason, and we're relying on him to go ahead and knock down big buckets. You can see the big difference there from the perimeter line going up against Forgive Justin on the other side. And it's 3v3, so we got to talk about the big man. And for us, it's going to go ahead and be none other than Symptoms. We actually had a cool interview with him that we'll show you here in a second. He's been really impactful on the floor with the big rebounds. Those second chance opportunities matter that much more when it comes to 3v3. But before we go ahead and dive into what's going on today, let's take a look and rewind to last week. And there you have it. We had the switch open bracket play. You needed to go ahead and get the dub. So this was the open play where we took care of business against the Celtics, dropped one against the Wizards, and then we lost to the Knicks. But we bounced back against the 46ers, 76ers. I'm all over the place. But here's the thing you got to know. We played the Bucks, and they were up 2-0. But then we came back and we won 3 in a row. We reverse swept them, and that's why we're still in the upper bracket. Now we go ahead and play the Jazz. So that's going to be an exciting one. Here's the bracket, the rest of the way that it plays out. If we go ahead and beat the Jazz, then we play the winner of NBL and the 76ers. Look at that. I got my sports right. So we're good to go on that side of things. It should be a fun matchup. But before we continue there, we've got some other things to talk about. I promise you that we caught up with Symptoms, and let's see what that conversation was like. Today, I've got my man Jarvis, a.k.a. Symptoms. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, man. Let's kind of dive right into it. What's it been like in Toronto for you compared to all the other teams you've been on?
Being in Toronto has been an amazing experience so far. I love being in Dallas. I like being in Orlando. But I would say, from my experience and in my opinion, Toronto has been the best by far. I'm loving the city. I'm loving the vibes, and I got a great team with me.
Have you ever kind of experienced snow in the past, or what's that kind of been like? You making any snow angels, snowball fights? What's going on?
Growing up in the South, it doesn't really snow down there a lot. So coming up here and it was I swear it was like a mini blizzard one day. It was crazy. I was like, nah, this is wild. I've never experienced this before. So that was cool. No snow angels or anything like that though. That's not really my style. I almost did though. I thought about it, once or twice.
Dude, you have to. Come on.
Nah. I'll leave it up for the younger generation.
Well, I hope next time you at least can smack Coach Nick in the head with a couple of snowballs. But what's it like, playing in person? Obviously, you guys flew down from Toronto all the way to Atlanta to play in person. What was that like?
Me personally, and I feel like a lot of my team, we love playing in person. That's what we got in this league for. That's what we thrive to do. I feel like I thrive under pressure, and in person adds a little bit more pressure to it. So I love playing the pressure, and I love going to Atlanta and doing that. It's something about getting that win on the road. It's almost as good as getting the win at home. Showing out in front of the other crowd.
Yeah.
And really leaving them disappointed. So it was a good experience. Shout out to the Hawks for hosting it.
Especially when you got to fly back. It's better to fly back with a dub than an L, that's for sure. Or else you're kind of thinking, oh, what could I have done better? You start kind of getting into your own head there. You kind of started playing off with guard in 3v3, right? Then you went ahead and shifted to the power forward spot. What's the transition been like with the different lineups?
Going from guard, to power forward, it's been a smooth transition, I would say. We got a real versatile team. We got guys that you can just plug and play at a lot of different positions and things like that. So it wasn't really a chemistry hiccup or anything like that going on. I feel like we transitioned pretty smoothly.
Well, let me go ahead and ask you this then. Give me a prediction for tonight. What's the series prediction there?
I'm gonna say 3-0 tonight, yeah. Like that's how we coming behind it.
3-0. Okay.
Yeah, we got a little fake, like group chat beef going on between Nick and Jelani. I'm pretty sure the streets know about that one. So we got to come through for Coach Nick, man.
Yeah, I'm not usually I'm not hip with what's going on in the streets, but in the 2K streets, I kind of know a thing or two. What are you kind of looking forward to when it comes to 5v5, right? Obviously, the focus is 3v3, but when we get to 5v5, what are you looking at?
Just being on the court with all 4 of my teammates, man. I feel like in 5, it's really the whole org. It's everybody, top to bottom. Everybody working together. Everybody, trying to accomplish one goal. And 5s, I feel that's where we're all most comfortable at. We get to really use each other's talents to our advantage, and we get to go crazy.
All right, well, hey, best of luck in 5s, but obviously best of luck tonight, and appreciate you for hopping on.
Hey, appreciate you.
Absolutely. India, back to you. When I recorded that, I said India back to you, and I felt just as cringe as I did when I just heard it back. I got to stop doing these cringy things. But anyway, last week when you joined us, we had a hoodie drop. And we got to come back and give you some more opportunities to win. And now we're going to go ahead and drop some t-shirts. So look, it's simple. It's easy. Scan that QR code if you aren't a member of 62K, and then you got to go ahead and type in !Tangerine in the chat to enter, and we'll hook you up. We got the fresh t-shirt with the logo. You could be repping us when you hit the gym, work on your biceps, hang out, eat some wings, get some on your shirt. I don't know, whatever it is that you do. But enough about me. Let's go ahead and bring in one of the best defensive locks in the game. Let's go ahead and bring on my man Crush, who's going to be joining us all the way from the north. What's going on, man?
What's going on, India? How you been?
I've been great, man. You just have to flex on the all-star shirt that you have there, huh?
Yeah, you see what's going on. It's a little vintage.
I love it, man. Look, it's good to talk to you here. I appreciate you for your time. But tell me, what's it been like playing in Canada, man? Especially with the snow and with the head coach that we call Nick.
So I'm from New York, so I'm pretty used to it being cold weather during this time around, but Canada, or Toronto in specific, has been amazing. It kind of reminds me, like I said, of New York, a cleaner New York. And I love the vibes here. Everybody it's nice. Everybody is welcoming. I come from New York, where everybody is kind of like on edge. You never know how somebody might wake up in the morning. But over here, it's been pretty good. I love it so far. I love everything about it. The game day meals, the streams.
We're gonna talk about. Let's get
very
right there.
active.
Talk to me about the game day meals, because I'm a little jealous because I don't get that shipped to me. But y'all have game day meals there. What was on the menu today?
Oh my God, tell me about it. So we had pasta with a little spice to it. We had steak, and we had broccoli with cookies on the side. So they treat us really, really well here. And we just want to return the favor. Honestly, this is probably the best org that I've been a part of. So just to have the benefit of having game day meals, and all the extra stuff that comes along with this organization is a blessing. So we just trying to repay them with some earnings.
Yeah, the pasta and all that. And by the way, do you put like a lot of sriracha whenever you eat some spicy food, or is that not really your vibe?
Oh, that's more of a Nick's vibe. I just, let it come natural with the sauce that it came with already, and it's amazing. Today was probably one of the best meals, so we definitely have to get a dub today.
Hey, I know Symptoms predicted a 3-0, so we'll see what happens. By the way, big shout out to 6GA2K, who is the winner of the t-shirt. We'll reach out to you and make sure you go ahead and get the prize. By the way, are you into dad jokes by any chance?
Here and there. I got a little dad hat on, so why not?
Okay. All right. Well, look, here's one. And this is why they pay me the big bucks. What do you call a raptor who loves to work out? A dinosaur.
A dinosaur. Okay. I thought it was gonna be like a rep something. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. I see.
Like reps. Like you getting reps in the gym.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. So we was in two different areas, but we was in the same.
No, but I like it. I'm gonna come back next week with a joke about reps. I like that. But all right, listen. We got some games to play. We're going to go ahead and play Who Wants to Win Some VC, right? And obviously, you don't get a chance to really take the VC home. It's for the folks at home watching. It's for our community. It's for the 6-2K fans. So hope you've studied up a little bit, because if you get any of these wrong, we had Ye on last week. I don't know if you got a chance to watch. But this man used a lifeline on the first question. The first question. So, let's go ahead and show the folks what exactly the rules are and how it all goes down for Who Wants to Win VC. It's pretty straightforward. It is pretty simple. And here is your first question. And again, make sure you guys type in the chat. Who did the Raptors Uprising select in the first round of the 2020 draft? Was it A, Fanta Season, B, Timely Cook, C, Big Saint, or D, Reese Mode? And I know you wanted to interrupt me with the answer. I know you did. I saw you.
Yeah, so honestly, this is the year that I got drafted. So it's definitely not Fanta. So we're going to get him out of the way. Saint was on the T-Wolves when he first came into the league. And I think the first round pick, this is when Timely Cook first came back, and they beat us a lot that year. So we're going to go with B, Timely Cook.
We're going to go with B, Timely Cook. Is that the correct answer from Crush? That is. Now, let me ask you this. I believe you went after Timely Cook, right? Or you went before him in the draft?
I went before him. I went number 3.
Oh, okay, because I wanted to see if you would have felt some type of way if you went after. But anyway, that's correct. You went ahead and secured 5,000 VC for the chat. Let's go ahead and keep it moving. Again, don't forget, you have 3 lifelines. You've got the 50-50. You can ask the chat, or you can call Superfan Ryan if you want to as well. Here's your second question. Who has played the most 3v3 games for Raptors Uprising this season? Is it A, Antoine Love, B, Crush, C, Symptoms, or D, Hom?
I think this is pretty simple. We're just gonna go ahead and say Symptoms. He's been on the court, whether it's point guard, whether it's power forward. So we're gonna go with C, Symptoms.
We're locking C, Symptoms. And I've got a question for you once we see if this one is correct. And C, Symptoms is the correct answer. How tough is it, like whether it's in 3v3 or 5v5, to kind of switch positions, especially going from guard, where you need to have some dribble moves and knock down shots, to playing the big man, especially when you got to know your rotations on tight and try to get those rebounds as well?
Yeah, so when it comes to JT, he's very knowledgeable of the game. And the whole point behind him going to the big is that he can shoot the ball at a high clip. So being able to shoot the slow phase, being able to wrap out the corner, being able to shoot late second shots. He's a shooting guard at heart, so we know he can shoot the ball, and that's one of the things you need at power forward, be able to shoot the ball and be able to play a little bit of defense, but he brings a lot of offense to our team.
All right, well, we'll see how he's able to adjust and see what happens here tonight. Let's keep on moving for the 75,000 VC. Your question is, who has played the least 3v3 games for Raptors Uprising this season? Is it A, Antoine Love, B, Crush, C, Ball Like Seam, or D, Hom? If it's you, somebody did you dirty by asking you this question.
This is a tough one. I'm not gonna lie, because we all kind of sub in and out sometimes. Yeah. So, I'm gonna call a super fan on this one.
Okay, I'm glad you didn't go with the chat, because the answer that was Timely Cook, they apparently said Big Saint. So, let's go ahead and ring up my man, super fan Ryan. I'm going to keep stalling so he can run in the other room, because I know when he's there and he's ready, the producer, there he is. So we're just going to buddy it up. We're just going to buddy it up. All right, my man. Hopefully you can hear me, but I know you can definitely read this. Who has played the least 3v3 games for Raptors Uprising this season? Antoine Love, Crush, Ball Like Seam, or Hom? What we got?
We're gonna go with D, Hom.
We're going to go with D. Hom. Ryan has not been wrong this whole time. And is he going to go and continue that streak? Yes, he is. It's D. Hom. Who did the chat say? They said you. They said ball like seam, actually.
Really? I know
C,
it was
C or D. It was back and forth.
Yeah, because Seam has definitely stepped out a couple times, but it's kind of confusing. I knew it wasn't Antoine, and I knew it wasn't me. It had to be CRD. I just didn't want to get it confused, so we had to call up my man Ryan real quick.
All right, well, he went ahead and came through for you. Let's go ahead and get to 110,000 VC question. This is the fourth one. Which amateur team has had the most success in bracket play this season? Is it A, Glitchy, B, Rim Runners, C, Isles Gaming Team, or D, Glow Navy, Glow Skeetos?
This is getting gritty right now.
Who has had the most success?
We're just gonna go. Play? I believe in myself. We're gonna go with the 50-50. And
you can't say I believe in myself and then ask for a lifeline. That's not how that works, bro.
I'm just trying to put on for the people. I'm trying to get them their VC. You get what I'm saying? Okay, well, so now the 50-50 is here. We're gonna go with B, Rim Runners, and we're gonna call it a day.
Before we give you to the right answer, who did you think before it was? Like, you thought it was Rim Runners, and then who else?
I thought it was whoever C was. That was
the
what
Isles.
Was their name?
Yeah,
the Isles, because I know they sold one of their series, but they've also won a few. So I just I just needed to cut it down a little bit. So we're gonna go with Rim Runners.
The reason I ask is because it sucks when you think it's between two, and then those are the two that are remaining after you do a 50-50. But anyway, you believe that the answer to which amateur team has the most success in bracket play this season is B, Rim Runners.
Mm-hmm.
And the correct answer is Rim Runner. So there you go. You secured 110,000 VC. And now we go on to the final question of the night.
Okay.
For the big 200,000 VC. Who has the most rebounds for Raptors Uprising in 3v3 this season? Is it A, Ball Like Seam, B, Symptoms, C, Crush, or D, Hom? What's up?
So we're gonna go with who we call Wilt Chamberlain, and we're gonna go with Ball Like Seam. He's our big man. Every time he's played, we've put him in a game for rebounding purposes. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Ball Like Seam.
All right, let's go ahead and lock in Ball Like Seam. The answer is A, is what's believed. And you, my friend, have just won 200,000 VC for the folks in the chat. I just always want it to be Regis. It's always cool. But, man, I appreciate you for hanging out. I'm glad, one of these days, I don't want this to happen, but somebody's going to mess up. And they're not going to get all 200,000 VC, and it's going to be hilarious. But what are your final thoughts going into this matchup, man? You've got Nick taking on Comp, right? They all know about the friendly rivalry. They all are going to be on the timeline saying something, trolling each other. But outside of the gimmicks there, what are you thinking coming into tonight?
Honestly, when I was when it was announced that I wasn't playing, I kind of took like a little coaching role. So, me and Nick and Ryan, of course, we watch film on our opponents and we draw up a pretty good game plan. So we kind of know exactly what they want to do. I don't know if they're watching right now, so we're not going to get into detail. But yeah, just putting our brains together to come up with a game plan and just going out there and executing. So I'm feeling pretty confident. And threes is a simple game. It's who messes up first, who greens the most, who gets those 50-50 rebounds, who makes those 50-50 shots. So it's all about who comes in and performs on game day. So I'm pretty, locked in on our guys, and I think we could get the job done.
Nick and I talked last week, and every time we talk in Discord, we say that great teams get at least 3 stops in 3v3, and the best teams get 5. What are your thoughts on that? And do you feel like that's kind of accurate, or what are your hey, if we do this, then we win philosophy for threes?
I think the stops depend on who you're playing. I think matchups play a huge role. You can't really game plan as much as you can for 3v3 as you can for 5v5. You can kind of pick up on tendencies as well, like where somebody likes to shoot, where somebody likes to drive, if an off-ball player likes to pop or slip more than they usually do. So I do believe great teams get 4 to 5 stops. I also believe great teams rebound well. And I also believe great teams shoot the ball at a high clip. So you can kind of dive into, each category, and you can win a 3v3 game with any of those categories.
And then you mentioned that when it was announced that you weren't going to play, you're obviously a top tier caliber player. How do you kind of lock in? I know you mentioned that you kind of help out Nick with his coaching side of things, and obviously you want to make sure the team wins so that you win. right? But like, how do you kind of set aside the ego and look at the greater good, if that makes sense?
I've always been a team player, and I feel like, just speaking realistically, I haven't had a good 3v3 season since 3v3 came into the league. So, sometimes you got to look at yourself and say, maybe it's me, and give somebody else an opportunity. And I know I could impact the game other ways than just being on the floor. So helping Han with defensive adjustments in the game, helping, Symptoms or Antoine Love with adjustments within the game. This is what I do best, is make adjustments during the game. So just finding other ways to make yourself an asset. I feel like just being an asset in any which way possible in order for your team to win is most important.
You said a lot of great things there, but all I heard was Taylor Swift lyrics. Hi, it's me. I'm the problem. So I'll go ahead and get a clipboard. But look, man, it's great chopping it up with you. Any final thoughts to your North community before we have you hop off?
I just want to say thank you, everybody that supports us, everybody that comes to the streams. We greatly appreciate it, and we want to win for you guys more than anything. Like I said, Game Day Mills, North Code. Shout out to everybody, in Canada and Toronto who works with MLSE, and just thank you for supporting us.
Absolutely. It's one of the best orgs that I've had a chance to work with. So I appreciate you for spending time. Good luck out there tonight. And speaking of tonight, the winner for the 200K VC. This is how you know the Raptors GC are a great org, and they don't rig things. They don't play favorites. Is Kel DeWan, who is, for those of you that don't know, a former Jazz player. So yeah, enjoy your VC. Hopefully you're rooting for us, but if not, enjoy the VC. I want to, thank Crush again for joining us. Glad we went ahead and got some VC for y'all at home. And of course, you have the t-shirt drop, so congrats on winning that. But we're not quite done yet. We've got one more giveaway, and that's to figure out who is our Uber Eats fan of the night. You got to make sure you eat good, and it's going to be Detroit Ballin', who is your Uber Eats fan of the night. So congratulations to you. We'll be reaching out to make sure you can go ahead and claim your prize. And don't forget, we'll be back tonight at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, no matter where you're watching, whether it's on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, wherever. Make sure you go back to that platform and join us on Twitch. It's a lot more fun. We kind of type it out. We, have a great time. 7:30 p.m. tonight, we take on Jazz Gaming in the upper bracket, and then we go ahead and see if we can move on to the next round. On behalf of myself, Johnny, Nick, Manny, Shirley, and everybody else that makes this show possible, we thank you for watching, and we'll see you back at what time? 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Go Raptors.